All right. So let's get one question out of the way because we're getting asked this question by a lot of people, and then we'll roll right into the how the rules are going to work, and we're going to get this puppy going. We're going to make a determination today. Which team is better, Team USA or Team United Kingdom? How you doing, folks? My name is Darryl Praill, and I am with neither team. I am in the middle. I am Canadian. Therefore, that makes me deeply qualified to determine the winner. First question we have up here right now is, we're getting many questions. We saw it online. We saw it here. They want to know why there's no women panelists today. So I will start off and then anybody else can jump in. It wasn't malicious and it wasn't intentional. In fact, this just kind of happened organically with a bunch of people talking. Before you know it, we're like, whoa, we're getting a lot of panelists here. We got to stop. So there's the scoop. It was not meant to exclude or discount any women. And in fact, you think you'll see over and over again, many of us, myself included, do a lot of advocacy for just that cause. Go to the Vanilla Soft page, you'll see a whole series we just did in the month of March, 8 Women in Sales Profile. So there's that. Anybody else want to jump in on this, or shall we start?
Yeah, I just want to say that the whole idea of the UK guys getting together and talk started a couple of weeks ago. And last week, the UK guys, we had 4 women, 4 sales leaders from the UK. So we had a really nice debate about how women and men sell, whether they sell differently or they sell the same. So I think Team UK have done their part in representing the women.
You had the guys
so up to the US team now to explain. When I reached out to Scott, Leese and MJ, and I said, hey man, listen, just put your best team together. Why didn't they include any women?
Let's go, Costas. Let's go. Come on.
It's a fair question, no?
It is.
Scott, MJ?
Very fair.
Morgan, you want to go first or me?
You got it, Scott.
Sure. I mean, I think Darryl said it best. It really just like, it went from idea to action literally in a span of like 30 minutes. And it was just not malicious, not intentional at all. I think that there should be an all women event. Maybe the next time is UK versus USA and it's all women and kick all of us out of here. Right. And then maybe if this is fun and valuable for people, maybe, round 3 is a mix of the two.
I like it, a bracket.
Yeah.
All right.
I think what Scott, I think what we were all afraid of as well was having our asses whipped by the women. So that's why that's why.
All right. I love the idea of doing brackets. Let's do that next. In the meantime, it's 10 minutes past the hour, so we're running 10 minutes late already, so we have to go real fast. I'm going to talk fast. I apologize. Let's get this party started, kids. So let's walk through the rules. If you don't know the players, on Team USA, we have Richard Harris. Last one here, can't open an invite. Just saying. Scott Leese, Rob Jeppsen, Kevin Dorsey, Morgan Ingram, and Dale Dupree. Dale, I forgot him in every single one of my posts, but my only, apology is that I was consistent, dude. So there we go. Unforgettable Dale Dupree, who apparently has the best background. That's what we're seeing. On the UK side, we have Costas Perkas. Costas was the guy who started this talking to Scott. So those two are to be complimented for making this happen. Joining him is Alex Olley, Daniel Disney, Richard Smith, and Sam Dunning. Those are your contenders. Let's see who at the end of this session is the pretender. All right. My name is Darryl Praill once again. The format is this was 60 minutes. We're still trying to do that. So we may go a few minutes past the top of the hour because we started a little bit late. We apologize about that, but let me explain how it's going to work. It's very straightforward. There's 2 teams. And what we have is we have 7 categories. In each category, I'm going to ask Team UK a question. They will respond. They have 90 seconds. I will be timing it. And then I'll ask Team USA to rebut. They'll have 30 seconds. That's the first question. And then we flip the tables. Now it's the second question in that category. Team US, you have 90 seconds to respond. Team UK, you have 30 seconds to rebut. You now have 2 questions, 2 answers. You've had a chance, the audience, to determine which team appears to know their stuff better from that category. We then launch a poll. With that poll, you go vote. You determine the winner, not me. We then declare the winner, and that team gets a point. So theoretically, it could be 7-0 at the end of that round. It could be 3-4. It could be 5-2. You get the idea. But we're not done. Then we go from teams, we go to one-on-one. I pick a person from each team, my call. We call this the lightning round. I have 10 questions. They're not subjective questions. They're not something you can answer willy-nilly for 30 seconds. It's pretty much a yes or a no or a guess question. Whoever guesses it right, gives me the right answer or the closest answer to the right answer, gets the point. So grand total possibility, 17 points, ensuring there's no tie that should take place. There's no surveys no polling from the audience in that lightning round. And that, my friends, is it. We shall declare a winner after that. Gentlemen, do we have any questions at all?
Nah, let's go.
Let's roll.
Oh,
roll.
All right. So let
Let's
me
do
get
it.
my stopwatch here. 90 seconds for the first one. We're going to start off. The first one is selling in a pandemic. All right. That's what we're in now. COVID-19, novel coronavirus, selling in a pandemic. I'm going to start by asking Team UK first. When I finish asking the question, I will start the timer. You guys can talk. You can figure it out. You can talk about who's going to answer this. I don't care. You get 90 seconds to figure it out. You're on your own. Team UK, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Team UK. What are the biggest changes a salesperson needs to make in the current environment? I can't afford to make this a staycation. What will help me stay successful in the short and long term? Go.
I can jump in here. So three key things. Number one, classic phrase in sales, never been more real than it is now. The best medication to tough sales times is more pipeline. Double down, triple down on prospecting. Make it more of a numbers game. Put more stuff in the top of the funnel, and you're going to have more chance of getting deals done. More so now than ever before. So don't suddenly think that you need to hold off for 2 months, because guess what happens in 6 months' time when this blows over? You're starting from a standing start again. So put the effort in. Number two, invest in making yourself better. You've probably got more free time available now because of meetings being cancelled, deals being closed. Invest time coaching each other. Buddy up with your teammates. Practice your calls. Practice your cold calls. You refine your messaging. Invest in yourself. Now's the time to make yourself better for when things start normalizing again.
Rich, just stop, Rich. Like you're embarrassed.
No, Richard, no.
Put him on mute, Ben. Put him on mute.
I hope I'm getting this time back, Darryl.
You are.
Number three, re-engage with prospects who didn't buy from you 12 months ago. Everybody's got basically sleeping deals in their pipeline of people in their CRM that they were speaking with 12 months ago, where there are warm conversations to be had. Guess what? You've got one big thing in commonality with that person right now. You're both living through what we're living through. Use that as your commonality. And
time is up. All right. Richard.
I got to say 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Right,
2 out of 3 ain't bad, but that's a 66%, and that's a fail if you're in school. So
every team gets 30 seconds to rebut.
And I can tell you which one you got wrong if you want.
Here we go, guys. 30 seconds to rebut. Starting.
I think Rob or Rich wants this.
Now.
All right. Well, I'll start. Rich, you finish.
Because I got super excited.
Rich is lit.
So the first thing that's changed.
Roll,
nothing
baby.
has changed. Nothing has changed. You still have to be ultra personal. You do still have to prospect. It's less of a numbers game. It's more of a quality game. Way, way more. The only thing that's changed is time. That's it. Everything else is still the same, and you've got to slow down. You've got to change your frame of reference. You've got to tell.
Time's up. We're done. That's your answer. You guys got to learn Sales 101.
Slow.
Got your time, and that's it. You wasted. That's on you. You're done. Okay.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That was the first response from the first question. Team USA, this is your question. When I finish saying it, the time will begin. You have 90 seconds. Team USA. As it relates to selling in a pandemic, when the entire world is worried about their health and well-being, how do you approach prospecting such that you don't sound like a selfish, uncaring knob? Go.
I'm going to jump in there real quick. So first is understanding how the pandemic is impacting your prospects. So the blanket, oh, COVID, the blanket, oh, this is bad, doesn't work. Talk to your customers first and find out how it's impacting your customers. And if you know how it's impacting your customers, then you can use that language going after your prospects, right? And so it's implementing that. Something that we're doing, we know one of our most popular articles right now is on marketing books. So we're sending marketing books out to our prospects because they have the downtime to do it. So use customer language to go to your prospects. Who else?
And also, I'll add on top of that as well, an ad lib. Be relevant, not robotic. So when we say lead with empathy, don't be like, oh, hope all is well. Like, no, let's talk about, hey, I know right now VPs of sales, one of their main problems is keeping their team motivated, inspired while they're working from home. And then I add on to that, right, as prospecting, here's how we help with our solution. So lead with empathy, right? We all know that, but understand the real problems, which to Richard's point, we should be doing this always.
Here's what that means. We're all in the same storm, not in the same boat. Find out what boat they're in because the storm affects every boat different. That's how you do it. That's the answer. Boom.
You gotta get somebody's pain. You're only engaging because you can help solve that pain.
All right. So that is 1 minute, 30 seconds as of now. All right. So that's done. Okay, Team UK, you have 30 seconds.
I'm going to take this one, right? So,
okay, wait, I haven't started yet. Gotta wait, Alex. I know you're excited. 30 seconds to respond. How do you not engage and sound like a knob? Go.
So, you mentioned about it's all about we're on the same storm, but not on the same boat. Some people don't realize what boat they're actually in. What you have to do is you have to start by making sure people understand what's going on. And you start by asking the key questions. Like, here are the key questions that our customers are asking ourselves right now in terms of the problems they're trying to solve. Bang, 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 bang. If you're in the same situation, I'm curious to learn how you're answering these questions. Here are some examples how you're going to overcome them. I'm stuck in my bedroom right now. I've got an hour of my time any day for the next month.
Time is up.
How about we set up a time?
All right. So that's your first category, selling in the pandemic. 2 questions. Each team's answered it. Each team's rebutted. Now we launch the poll. You, my friends, you, the audience, picks the winner. Which team had the best overall knowledge and understanding of that topic? Let's launch this poll. Let's see. Hopefully it works.
USA did it as a team. Just saying. We all got a little something in there. Just saying.
Collective.
I mean, by the way, whilst I was looking at the stats beforehand, there are 4 times as many people subscribed in the US than there are in the UK right now. So you guys have to get 4 times many results.
Thank you. Oh, see, all the trash talking before.
Divided by 4.
Roll deep. We roll deep. I told you we roll deep.
Why is that our problem, Rob? What happened?
Hey, you gotta bring out the vote.
Alex, how is that our problem?
Rob, we can't hear you, mate. We can't.
Rob's muted again.
He broke the microphone.
All right, we're going to share the results.
Off and back on.
Here we go. The winner of this one, category number 1, you should see is Team USA. 2-1.
Well done, fellas. Well done.
All right, so there we go. Whew, that was exciting. All right, so that's the first one. Now, while I do some homework here, why don't you guys respond to some of the comments in the chat windows other than the Team UK and Team USA? Anything catch your mind, and I'll prep for the next one. As they all go. USA won the first category. All right.
4 times the support, only double the votes.
So now we're on to
67 is a fail.
Okay, we are now on to the next category.
Well
next
said.
category is sales.
Unless it's
leadership.
an election.
Sales leadership. Here we go. We're going to start off with Team USA getting the first question on this one. Team USA, as it relates to sales leadership, how do you train sales leaders to actually lead? Most have no clue, no idea how to be a leader. Go.
Well, first of all, you put the time and energy and effort into it, which is where most people fail, and the reason why sales managers don't succeed. Everybody has programs to train sales reps, but you should have a program to train your sales managers as well. And then beyond that, you level up and have a program to train your sales directors, and then you have a program to train people who are directors to become VPs. It's just like anything else: time, interest, effort, focus, right? And get real specific. And you got to be in a place where you have done the role before, so you're speaking from experience and you have this playbook that works.
So I'm going to add to that.
Most managers are promoted up from being a good sales rep. And so they get to this place where they think that what they did is going to be good for everyone else. They need leadership to tell them, to help them identify that what they did is good for them, and to help them identify that in other sales reps in order to be able to pull that kind of leadership out of the next group of people that they'll be helping.
Yeah. The biggest thing to get right is the role. You got to get the role right. Too many people don't understand that the role changes. It's not just that the skills change. You still got to connect. You got to solve problems, have them see the future, and help them see how to get there. It's not that different from the sales job. It's just that the role. Your job is to connect with people and help them improve. And that's where we miss it, is we don't teach them how to do that.
Instruct, practice, feedback, repeat. It's the same for managers. I role play with my managers. I have scorecards for my managers. I'll sit in on a one-on-one to give feedback. I record one-on-one so I can coach them on it, give feedback, and repeat. It's no different than what you do with the rep.
Time is done. All right. So that was, their response to how do you train sales leaders so they can actually lead, because most can't. Team UK, you have 30 seconds to respond starting now.
So I guess leaders, they move from autonomy to mastery and then to purpose. And my job is to guide people, coach people through that journey. They need to be autonomous to start with. They need to be self-managed. They need to master the skill. And then I'm there to help them find their purpose. And the purpose is about developing more people, not money, not products, purely people.
Yeah, I'll just come in on that as well. For salespeople who want to become sales managers, don't expect it to just happen overnight. Ask your manager how you can get involved in coaching other people on your team.
Time is up. All right.
Hey, wasn't that supposed to be a rebuttal?
That was their rebuttal. Anything. They can. You're right. They didn't. But they can use their time any way they want to.
Yeah,
okay.
We're just taking what you said and made it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Question.
Best rebuttal.
Team UK.
Autonomy, mastery, purpose. That's it. Everything else is noise.
Your question.
What you guys said was just a load of fluff.
Here we go. As it relates to sales leadership, Team UK. For SDRs, sales development reps that aspire to be in a leadership role, what actions can they take today to establish themselves as a leader with their team and their management? Go.
Go on, Rich.
I'll take.
Yeah, go on, Sam.
Rich?
Go,
cool.
Sam.
Okay, so first of all, activity. So basically, look at the guys in your team that are crushing it, the people that are getting results. Talk to them, find out what they're doing, what's working for them, what's giving them results. If it's putting in the calls, if it's social selling, whatever the heck they're doing, do it. Just do it better. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You have to know what works, how people are hitting their number, and redo it again. So copy that sequence through, and then talk to whoever management is. So if you want to get promoted, say, look, I've proven the last 3 months I've done X, Y, and Z. I've hit my quota. What can I do to show to you that I can get to this level? Anything to add, Rich?
I'll just come in there. Is be the person to throw your hat in the ring to say, can I lead the next team coaching session? I want to be that person. Take that job off your shoulders. Let me get the rest of the SDRs in a room and let's break down some calls. Let's review some emails. Let me be the ringleader in that session. Let me prove myself that I've got those capabilities. Because if, again, your manager is not just going to, you've got loads of people applying for the same leadership and management roles. They're just sitting there expecting it to happen because they've been doing the job for 2 years. Be the person that says, can I get involved in this, Costas?
It's all mindset. It's the active, act as if you're the manager. You need to be acting as if you are already in the role that you're applying for. It's mindset. Everything starts from the mindset. The skill will come, the support should be there, but it's all act as if.
Management equals
Time
leadership.
is up. Time is up. Team USA, you have 30 seconds to respond to the question that for SDRs that aspire to be in a leadership role, what actions can they take now? And go.
So real quick, I'm going to disagree on one of the points. There are actual disagreements here of trying to be the number one rep versus trying to have the number one impact across the org. If you're going to put in energy to be the number one rep, that's different than putting in the energy on how to be a good leader, which was the question. They should be putting time into getting mentors outside of their company or around leadership, reading leadership books, right? Asking how they can be leading, asked to be coached on how to be a leader. So being the number one rep doesn't mean that's your path to being the number one leader on the team. Anyone else, USA?
You're done.
Make sure you find ways to have organizational impact, not individual impact.
No more done. 30 seconds done. You now have had 2 questions with 2 responses and 2 answers from each team on sales leadership. We are going to go over here and launch that funky little poll where you get to decide which team best represented the knowledge and the insights as it relates to sales leadership. And here we go.
I want to say something real quick that has nothing to do with the question, but this whole 4-to-1 ratio, does that mean the UK only got 66 people to show up to this?
Yeah, that's right.
You got to bring out the votes.
Like, 4-to-1, you got 66 people. You guys roll 6 deep each. Like, come on now.
It's like, what are they doing?
It's because we're on celebrities. Where do I just do is we're getting on with the job in hand. That's
Oh my, weak, Rich.
Wow.
Oh my God.
All right, we're going to close the poll. The winner on the sales leadership question.
Yeah, we got questions.
Let's go. Let's go.
I like it. I like it.
Team USA, 70%.
I like it.
Team UK,
Good job, team.
30%.
Good job, Team USA.
Boom.
Keep bringing
Good
it.
job.
Costas, your answer didn't deserve that.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean, they talk for about 10 minutes making the same point from a different angle, and you go there with 3 words.
This guy's lost it.
Sorry, that Daniel
Has lost his mind.
But world-renowned author has written, and people say, "Oh no, Team USA."
And if my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. Let's go.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, we're going to move it along to the next category as I get everything all ready here. The next category is on cold calling, and there's many a disciple on this webinar today who profess to be rock stars at cold calling. So we're going to start with Team UK getting the first question, and it's an interesting question. Team UK, what can we do to remove the entitlement from account executives who think cold calling is beneath them and for SDRs only? Go.
Right. Okay. Tell them if they don't do it, there's not a place on the bus for them. There's my point. Don't be, as a leader, you should be making sure that your salespeople, no matter what role they're doing, are looking after their own pipeline. I say looking after their own pipeline. That means that you've got to take responsibility of it. And if you think you're above prospecting, then ultimately what that person's admitting is that they're an average sales rep. That bottom line is that they are prepared to sit there and expect somebody else to fill the calendar. If you've got that mentality of someone who is expectant, who feels they're above it, who doesn't want to make their pipeline as big as it possibly should be, you've probably got the wrong person on the bus because they've got the wrong attitude. So it's a very tough decision to make. If you've got people like that, I personally, they haven't got a place in my sales team. I know that.
Yeah, I'd just like to add to that, Rich. I think you've got to really show the value to the entire organization that BDRs are like the real breadwinners. They are the ones that keep, particularly in SaaS, they are the ones that make the company grow. That if without them, you would have nothing. Right. Next week, my job title changes to BDR because I'm going to be sitting next to my BDRs doing it. I'm doing it at the moment. I'm cold calling and I'm one of the founders, right? I still prospect. Everyone knows in my business that you should always be calling and you should always be doing that because it's one of the most valuable exercises you can do. Lead by example.
Yeah. I'll just add a bit extra in there. Some of the best ways to get better in sales are better conversations.
At a time. Apologize, but you had a minute and a half. You did well. All right, Team USA, you get a chance to respond. You're going to have 30 seconds. Again, the question is, how do we remove the entitlement from account executives who think cold calling is beneath them and for SDRs only? You've heard Team UK's position. Team USA, go.
Well, first of all, we remove the fear-based leadership that UK Rich is talking about kicking people off the bus. Secondly, we recognize that the SDR role is infinitely harder than the AE role, all right? And they should be compensated accordingly. And then third, everybody in the organization picks up the phone, hits the emails, hits LinkedIn, and goes after the omni-channel approach because everybody is in the same position right now. All of us need to do whatever we can do to keep the company and the job and our jobs afloat, right?
30 seconds. Done. That's the rebut. That's the first question in the category. We now move to the second question in the category that Team USA will answer. They'll have 90 seconds. Team USA. On the topic of cold calling, what are the right key performance indicators to measure around cold calling? Is it dials? Is it talk times? Is it connect rates? Is it relationships established? You tell me. You have a chance to answer. 90 seconds, go.
I'll jump in, start it. There are a couple of things. So one, it's not a single metric, it's a combination. I think that one, you do have to look at connect rates. I do think you have to look at conversations and then conversions. So making sure that you understand what's happening in that conversation to convert it to another meeting. And you may have to redefine your conversion right now. It may not be a traditional convert to an opportunity as much as it is convert to a deeper qual call, discovery, or demo with a future close date, right? Take that pressure off the prospect so you can have that meaningful conversation so that as we move back to hopefully a new state of normal, those conversations will stick. And I'll let someone else jump in on
something that not a lot of companies track is the actual disposition, why they're not converting. So it's not just that it didn't convert, it's why. What was the objection, or where did you get stuck, or where did the call end? Now you know how to fix the DM conversion rate. If all the DM conversion rates are not because it's not interested, now I can do coaching on not interested objection handling and actually fix the metric. So it's it's conversion, but also why are they not converting? That call disposition, that's also what you track so that you can create coaching plans around it.
Because it's about results, whether they're good results or bad results. We have to measure results because we don't have number one reps inside of organizations without results to begin with.
Move past the volume, move to the conversion. Boom.
And Rob, you are now out of time. That's it.
They've run out of things to say here.
Okay, I just want to, Richard, you were getting some kudos from the crowd there. Nikki Ivy gave you bonus points for your alliteration, so celebrate that little victory. Okay, Team UK, you get 30 seconds to respond to the cold calling thing around what are the right KPIs to measure. It is your turn to go now.
Number one is meetings booked with a qualified prospect you can buy, right? And you should also be measuring that against the other channels that you are measuring. Is email failing? Some industries, email does not work. LinkedIn does not work. If cold calling is your top metric, you should be measuring like meetings booked with a qualified prospect you can buy. That's it. All that other stuff from you US guys is fluff. It's about getting in front of the right person you can buy.
Totally agree. I mean, what are we targeting prospect the salespeople on at the end of the day? We're complicated.
Time is up. That's your 30 seconds. Okay, so you've had the two questions asked and the responses all around cold calling. It is now over to you, my friends in the audience. Here we go. We're going to launch the poll. Who won the cold calling round? Go.
Hey, everybody out there should take some screenshots of their computer right now. The sheer ridiculousness of this whole spectacle deserves all the time. Seriously.
Totally agree, Scott. Totally agree.
Everybody out there know that we appreciate the hell out of you. And we hope that we'll bring a little bit of joy to you today.
Keep voting for UK. Come on. Oh, oh my God. Is it a tie?
That's 30 seconds. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Can you share the results? That's what we call a tie. We didn't plan.
What?
We're not playing soccer.
All right. 96.
How do you figure that out?
This could be interesting. We didn't plan for a tie. All right, let's stop that sharing. Okay, the sharing is stopped.
Oh my God.
All right. I see that.
Where I didn't get to see the results though.
I didn't either.
I'm sorry, I did share them. Let me see if I can try it again. Share the results.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
Wow!
Hey, that's legit.
Wow, that is legit.
That's legit.
Who won the cold
It's
call?
legit when you have 2/3 of the audience is US. It's
Oh, you got a whole bunch of people saying they didn't get the poll.
I would
they
like
didn't
to
get the
make
poll.
I would like to make one point for everyone who's watching out there. Like, it's really, really hard, right, to take tips from senior management about cold calling. The thing that I do is I do it with my reps, right? And like I show them that I can do it. I teach them to do it myself.
Yeah,
right. If you're taking instructions
since 2008 as well.
What?
We're all in agreement on that.
What are you talking about?
What was that, Costas?
Right. We're going to move it along, guys, because I just want to represent the time that we promised to meet everybody. So the next one up is email. All right.
Costa, that's you.
Email. We're going to start off. Team UK getting the first chance to answer. Team UK. On the topic of email, how do you make email stand out without being an opportunistic asshole? This is from the audience. Go.
All right. Okay. I think to understand the question is an opportunistic. We're relating the current situation. Ultimately, what your prospects, they don't care about the current situation. as such the specific topic. They care about how you can help them right now. There's a big shift there's about 20-30% shift this year compared to last year of prospects who are looking for people to help them with a leaning towards saving money versus actually gaining more revenue. So shift your message about helping that company save money versus gain money, and that's maybe one way to actually speak to what the market are looking for right now. Don't make your solution specific about a problem that they're going to be facing. I don't see this being a big. I think there's a bigger problem made of this than there actually is. Some of your customers might need your product and service more than they've ever needed before. That's what we've seen in our world. It's not opportunistic. As long as you're speaking to a problem that they want to solve, I don't really see what the actual problem is.
Yeah, I'd just like to add to that, like add value, right? Put value into your emails. Don't always ask. From the very first email you send, don't just say, can I get a meeting? Can I get a meeting? I want to get something out of you. Add value. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I would add as well, be different, because there's so many generic emails, and the amount of emails I get that aren't even tailored. So do a bit of research, check someone out on LinkedIn, put a little stat that's actually personal, relevant to them. So you're standing out from the thousands of emails you'll get in an inbox, and then CTA.
Team USA, you have 30 seconds to respond. The question was, how do you make email stand out without being perceived as an opportunistic asshole? Go.
So be funny. Go Google your persona meme, persona what I hate, persona funny coffee mug, persona funny poster, persona funny t-shirt. Get what the persona thinks is funny, put that shit into your emails. That's what makes you not look like an asshole. So when you try to pretend not to be an asshole that it's worse, be funny. Go find out what your prospect thinks is funny, put it into your emails.
Also be relevant. Think about the three to four words that are in the first iteration of your email, because most emails are read on mobile. So if you can capture the attention of 3-4 words, that's what matters.
All right. So even though Richard's trying to jump in here, I will compliment him. He's prolific on the chat. So watch what he's doing there. He is consistently calling out Dan Disney, I have observed. So there we go. Next question. In the category of email, we're going to ask Team USA the following question. They'll have 90 seconds to respond. Team USA. Many people are saying that email is just dead. Dead. How can reps use email to get results, get responses, and get engaged? Go.
It's dead because they're writing super wordy emails like the guys in the UK are talking about right now. You need to be short, concise, and to the point instead of emails, and you need to create an experience for the person that's reading them. That you don't need to be sitting there thinking about the clickbait subject line. Morgan made a great point about a couple words at the very front of your email. People are going to be attracted to how can you get to the point quickly, give me an experience, create some relevance, be funny like KD talked about, and just be better at sending emails in general.
Also, let's just stop telling people to, quote, add value and not telling them what the fuck that means.
Dumbest thing to say ever. What the hell does that even mean?
Let's just share some value. An article. Can we share an article
way to add value. There's one way to add value. For nothing.
Can we share stats and data relevant to them? Give them actual things. Don't just say, hey, everybody, add value. Make it an article, a podcast, stats, data, a customer that they can connect with that's been through the same thing as them, something tangible.
And give you some data as well, 2 to 5 sentences.
Value. Hold on. The single best thing you can do to add value is send value and don't ask for a meeting. Don't ask for a phone call. Don't do anything. Just send the value, whether it's the article, the link, the tip, whatever it is.
That's what I was going to write on that. The one thing is first part, relevant. 2 seconds, what's that value prop? Third, it's a frictionless call to action, which is Richard saying, open to learning more. Do you want a deeper dialogue? Those 3 things in that email are going to get that response.
If they can't use it, it's not valuable.
Okay, we'll call it there. You're 2 seconds to spare. Team USA. Team UK.
That's efficiency, Darryl.
It is efficiency. Well done. We need to make it up because Harris was late. So this is great. So Team UK, you got to respond to this. And they were getting a lot of applause. Nikki Ivey again being vocal amongst others on that one. The question was, as it relates to email, many are saying email is dead. How can reps use email to get results, get responses, and get engaged? Your response, 30 seconds, go.
Listen, I'm not an expert on email, but as a buyer and as
we know that.
Can I get those seconds back, please? I told my guys that we need to literally the subject matter is the need that we serve, and then you reference people that you've worked with, so you have a solution for someone. Keep it short, no more than 3 paragraphs, no more than 3 sentences per paragraph. Not a call to action apart from, can we have a conversation? And that's pretty much it. I do not understand all the value. And SDR right now does not know what article to send to me.
Okay, time is up. Okay, so that is, if I'm looking at this right, the email category. Yep, both questions have been asked. I haven't lost my mind. So we're at that stage again. Currently, after 3 questions, it's 2-0 for the USA because the 3rd question was a tie. No one got the point. So we're going to launch the poll for the email question. We want to know who won. Your chance to vote, audience. The poll is live now. Please go vote.
Man, an SDR should know what to send you, Costas. I don't buy that at all.
Yeah.
No, that's
100%.
absolutely no way. That's why we've been getting so much crap, because someone said, hey, listen, add value. Send an article. That's bullshit.
You've been getting so much.
It just means you don't know your customers or the usage situations. You got to know the customer and the usage situations.
Bad leadership, Costas. That's because leadership hasn't taught them what to do.
Exactly.
Bad coaching, bad training.
I don't agree with that at all. You guys talk about AEs. People who have experience, they've been in the industry for years. That can work, absolutely. And SDR does not know how to do that.
It appears email has got the crew riled up.
They're already there.
The final decider in this one is going to be who won the poll. Let the audience decide, and the audience has decided.
Hey, landslide, baby.
Stay lit.
Dupree.
Stay
lit.
Dupree. Undefeated.
Can anyone help tell me what getting lit means? It's strange.
What's that actually?
We have a second, right? We have a second because there's a good comment in here that sports out some U.S. females for the next event. Nikki Ivy, Beck Holland, Lori Richardson, Cynthia Barnes, Lauren Bailey, Colleen Stanley. I would add Tabitha Kavanaugh to that. And one of our coaches here at the Sales Rebellion, Joy Hewitt-Carvajal as well, too. Anybody else want to add to that?
Sam McKenna.
I won't add to the list right now.
Sam
I tell you what I will do. I will commit to organizing the sequel to this event and putting together the event and the female teams against each other.
And the USA team will dominate on that one just like we are.
Exactly.
Okay. Time to move on. This next one is interesting because there have been many comments from the crowd that Dan Disney has been a bit quiet. People wondering if he's Canadian because he's being so polite. So this category is on social selling. If Dan Disney is quiet here, then this is not Dan Disney. All right. So let's start the clock. The question is going to go to the
whiskey.
He better deliver. He better freaking deliver.
He's feeling it. Look at the stress. He's feeling it. Come on, the audience is pulling for you, man. The audience is pulling for you. Here we go. For Team UK, you have 90 seconds to respond. I wonder who's going to answer first. Many people confuse social selling with personal branding. Can you explain the differences between the two? Go.
Very good question. Key thing about social selling is you are selling, you are starting a conversation. Personal branding is a reputation. It can be heavily measured by marketing metrics. It's how people see you, how people respect you. It's built through sharing content, giving value, sharing things relevant to your buyer. Social selling is where you use personal branding. You use all that wonderful stuff, the content, your profile and everything to start conversations. You send them messages. You send video messages. You send audio messages. You start proactive conversations that you then turn into sales pipeline. Social selling is exactly that. It's selling. Personal branding is what you do as part of the process. You share content. You are active. You're on LinkedIn or any other social media network on a consistent daily basis. You're engaging in industry relevant content, sharing industry relevant content, and then you become a salesperson and you look at the views, you look at the comments, you look at the likes, you look at the shares, and you message them. You qualify, you find the prospects, you send them messages, you start conversations, turn those into phone calls, turn them into Zoom calls, turn them into face-to-face meetings when everything's back to normal. Selling is about selling. Personal branding and marketing is what you fuel into that to create those opportunities. Oh,
that's what you call getting. That's what you call getting lit.
That's 45 minutes of pent up.
Seems like you
add.
He's done. Okay, we'll call it. They're more efficient than Team USA was last question. Here we go. Okay, Team USA. The Dan Disney, Mr. Social Selling himself, has responded. In less than 90 seconds, you get 30 to respond to the question. Many people confuse social selling with personal branding. Can you explain the differences between the two? Go.
I think what a lot of salespeople are missing right now is how they should be building their brand. Every salesperson is trying to build their brand as a salesperson. They're all trying to give sales tips. They're all trying to give their sales insights versus building their brand in their industry, right? So it kind of overlaps if you do it the right way, right? The brand that Dupree has built in his industry is then what allowed him to elevate eventually to also then do the sales branding as well. But his brand came in his industry first, and then it went outside. That's how I think they need to overlap, is build a brand within your industry and then elevate.
Okay.
Good. Very
that
good.
was good. That was good. Okay.
It didn't get a boom from Bob Jeppsen, so it's not
boom. I swear that Dan Disney brought his fan club with him, because when he was talking, that chat window was on fire.
I see it.
I didn't even notice. I was in a different zone.
Team USA. Now's your chance. Second question as it relates to social selling. What is your advice for somebody who wants to get better at social selling, but their ICP, their ideal customer profile, does not appear to be active on social channels? Go.
All right. So best way to go about this is, first and foremost, you got to go talk to the sales reps that are targeting those personas. Reach out to them, get the context on how they're going after those people. Then you can take that information with those sales reps to then figure out how to go target all those personas across the board and to get into those organizations as well. And also by looking at people that maybe are not as active on LinkedIn, they still have mutual connections. Connect with those people on leads that follow that company, and then connect with those people to get internal referrals.
Yeah. Just because your decision maker isn't on social doesn't mean that their employees aren't, and that they're super active, and they are the most vocal people inside of the organization in most cases, and the reason why the decision maker even chooses to buy a product in the first place to help the company. So go after the individuals. It's not a waste of time.
Yeah. Boom. I'll take it a step further and try to educate those people on the value of the platform itself. I was in the title insurance industry and nobody was on social. So I taught my whole team about how to social sell. And my team went and taught people in the industry and brought those people from the industry onto the platform. So we passed the education on down to the buyers that we were trying to get at.
Yeah. Content and channel are two different things. You can take the social content and put it in the channel that your ICP prefers. So you can still grab shit from LinkedIn or grab shit from Facebook or grab it from Twitter and put it into the channel they like, whether that's email, phone call, video, direct mail. So you can bridge them together.
Time. That was Team USA for 90 seconds on the question.
Good. Dan, you ready to go again?
I'm ready.
Dan's bobbing. He's bobbing. Let's go.
He's bobbing.
He's right.
The question, remember, 30 seconds.
Go, Double D.
To. What is your advice for somebody who wants to get better at social selling, but their ICP does not appear to be active on social channels? Go.
First, big respect to Dale. Best point about multiple decision makers and other people within the organizations. Really good point. Another thing to think about is other social networks. We talked about LinkedIn. You know, prospects might be using Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Look at where they might be sitting. If it's on a different social, they could be on TikTok. Everyone uses different platforms. Don't make assumptions. Don't generalize either. Just because some might not be on LinkedIn doesn't mean they're all not on LinkedIn. And to echo Scott's point, you know, you will bring them on. This is a transition. There are new members joining LinkedIn all the time. So be the person to bring them in, give them big groups, etc. Done.
Okay, so there you have it, kids. As it relates to social selling,
man. So fast.
Social selling, which team had it best? Team USA or Team UK? Vote.
Got to give Double D that energy award right there.
Yeah,
he brought it. Right? He's been saving it up. He's build it up.
That energy.
I think what's great about that actually, and for everybody listening and watching, is to understand that when you're in your wheelhouse and
Darryl, there's no poll, I don't think.
I see that. I'm going to try it again here.
Let it go.
It says it's poll.
Double D's going back to his bottle now.
There's another lesson here though too. There's another lesson here though too that maybe Daniel should learn is don't wait to start battling until you're already down 3-0.
All right, garbage
bring
time.
The fire from the start.
Yeah. Disney, what are you drinking, by the way? Like, I'm really jealous.
Yeah, what is that, guy?
It's Jack Daniels, but the honey Jack Daniels. It's nice.
It's actually that is a really good choice.
Goes really well with cloudy lemonade.
Very
Daniel.
American. Very American.
I
know, right? Look at him.
Oh my! All right, I'm ending the poll.
Did they just call that a chick drink?
Guys, any guesses on who won here? Any guesses?
Oh! Energy.
Team UK is on the board. Look at that. Social selling belongs to the Brits. All right, good stuff. Whew. With that one said, let's move it on to the next category. The next category, it's been discussed already here in some of the answers. It's all around establishing value. It's all around establishing value. So we're going to start off with Team USA this time. You're going to have 90 seconds. And this, my friends, is your question. What is the best way to tackle? Yeah, that sounds okay, but I'm just not sure the ROI is there. Go.
Never been about ROI, ever. It's always been about economic impact. You have to be able to show them how they're currently doing the process is costing them real money. What project are they being delayed on? Everything that's on their to-do list that every single person in the world has, right? What could they do if they got more efficient with certain things by having your product? They could then go do things with the things on their to-do list that drive more revenue. That's what economic impact is. That's not ROI, that's economic impact. Nobody believes the R, right? They only believe the I. I learned that actually from Jeppsen right here.
That's right.
They only look at the investment, never the revenue. They never believe it.
So let's talk about that. The number one talent that you need to have to get over this is what I call dollarizing. Start and where you are. What's the problem you want to solve or the result you want to achieve? That's the only way it can be valuable. What is it now? That's question one. What do you want it to be? What's the value of the difference? What's the value of the difference over time? You understand those things, you got something to talk about. But if you don't understand those things, you shouldn't be talking about your product anyway. You got to dollarize the value of the problem you're solving, not the value or the impact you cross your fingers and hope that if they implement it right, you'll create. So understand before you ever talk about your product that you are dollarizing the value of the problem. You do that, it'll change your world.
Jeppsen's on fire. Okay, you're out of time. There we go. That was exciting.
Dollarize.
Establishing value. 30 seconds.
Dollarize.
Poundize? I don't know. All right. Team UK, you have 30 seconds to respond to the question. What's the best way to tackle the objection? It sounds okay, but I'm just not sure the ROI is there. Go.
Go on, Rich. You go first.
I was going to say the problem is when you got that objection, it's probably too late. Actually, to avoid getting that objection, it needs to happen much earlier on, because you get that objection because the person, you haven't actually identified a compelling reason why the problem that they want to solve. You get that objection, it's probably end game. If I'm being brutally honest, you need to avoid getting that objection by doing a better job up front, by doing better discovery, by helping to quantify the problem. Once you get the person to admit that they've got a problem, you then work with them to build the business case to define the ROI. If you're getting hit with, we don't see the ROI in this, it's end game.
So didn't he just basically say we were right, guys? Isn't that what he I think that's what he said. We're right.
That's that dollarize.
I think you just
I saw sterling eyes in there too, which is fantastic. Okay, second question for the establishing value category. We're going to go to Team UK. You have 90 seconds. This one's a little longer. I'll read it off, and then when I'm done, you can go. Here we go. How do you know when you've built enough value? How can you tell if a prospect truly understands why they need to solve the pain they're experiencing versus just wanting you to push ahead towards price or feature dumping? Go.
I think there are four ways of answering this, right? You know when you have four things. You have business value, you have financial value, you have user value, and you have solution value, right? If you can quantify all of those four at the same time and you can see that in a mutually beneficial time frame where you can build a reverse timeline and say, we're going to get all four of these completed for you, then your prospect will know that you have true value and true ROI from the product and the problem you're going to solve. Those are the four things that I think are really important. I don't know if anyone wants to build on that.
I think for me, it comes down to personal motivation. Like that is for me, traditionally, that's most of the people who have bought off me is because they've known that they can personally succeed. So it comes like the value is, and actually what will working with you and using your product help that person achieve. And that could be helping them getting their promotion, get more respect off their team members, helping them achieve a critical objective. unless you've got personal motivation, you're not going to build genuine champions who are actually going to drive and help you succeed in your opportunities. They're not going to pull the decision makers, the people who sign the checks, into the conversation. You've got to get that person, have a personal motivating factor, and get to that level of conversation where they say things like, you know what, if I achieve this objective, it means I can get the pay rise, it means I can get the promotion, it means I can, get 20,000 more on my paycheck at the end of this year. That for me is above anything. It's personal motivation to buy.
Yeah,
okay,
and I would admit
you're out of time there, folks. That's okay. US, you get 30 seconds to respond. To recap, the question was, how do you know when you have built enough value? How can you tell if a prospect truly understands why they need to solve the pain they're experiencing versus just wanting you to push ahead towards price or feature dumping? Go.
Well, when you finish dollarizing, you ask 3 questions. How important is it? How important is it? What are you looking at? What happens if you do, and what happens if you don't? If you don't know the answer to those things, what's the point? And listen to Richard Harris. If you're talking ROI, that's a defensive move, not an offensive move, and you're not connecting with people.
I would also add that the prospect will tell you. They'll say it back to you. They'll agree with you. They'll say, okay, I get it. I have this particular problem. I have this particular issue. I understand the value in solving it. I understand the urgency required to fix it. They'll tell you. That's when you know you've done it.
There's your 30 seconds, folks. So we've asked them 2 questions in the establishing value category. Once again, we go to you to decide who the winner is of this category. Just a reminder, the score is currently 3-1, but the lightning round is 10 rapid fire questions. So don't let the score deceive you. That's going to be one-on-one. Okay, kids, establishing value. Let's launch the poll. Team USA, Team UK, who do you think won that discussion? The poll should be live now. I'm not sure.
Shout out.
All right.
Good team. Good team.
Zoom is doing a great job. Let's relaunch this again. It's acting up on me.
Alex is going for another bottle already.
There
I respect it. I respect it.
Okay, I see you.
No, I'm not. I'm bringing Frank the Tank.
I thought he didn't want to be seen crying on camera.
Hey.
Alex, Olley, bringing in a ringer.
Frank the Tank is in the house.
The reinforcement.
Secret weapon.
Yeah, you see that mini me with the Liverpool kit on?
Yeah.
That's for you, Costas.
The real question is are
So
the kids logged in and
a
voting?
proper jersey.
What?
Okay, we are done that vote. This was close. Closer than I expected. Let's see if you guys can see the results.
All right.
Okay.
Dub's a dub. We'll take the dub.
Take the W, man.
Dub's a dub.
Yep.
Whoa.
Right.
Richard with the sneak share.
There you go. There you go. All right. So we know that Team USA won the 6th category. Now on to our 7th.
You can mute him, but you can't stop him.
You have a new president.
Okay.
Oh, God.
7th category is all around coaching. Coaching. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Team UK, you're going to get the first kick of the can here, okay? What are the 3 things I have to get right as a sales leader right now? Go.
Costas?
As a sales leader in terms of coaching, I suppose the part is not the training. The part is in the application of the training. So a lot of people focus on having the perfect training and then the drop off. It's all about the follow-up. My rule is that when you deliver training, you need to have 3 subsequent meetings. One is to check understanding because then we have questions. Another meeting is to them to run back to you exactly what they've learned. The 3rd meeting is to actually have them run the training to someone else because only then you know that they've understood the training, they applied it, and they can now train it to someone else. And that's the only advice I can give in terms of training and coaching.
I think for me, another key objective of coaching is actually is this person achieving their goals. So I think right now, especially in the situation that we're in right now, people are feeling more vulnerable than ever. People are isolated more than ever from their teammates, from their managers. You need to be having regular conversations, one-to-ones, where it's about how can I understand the anxieties that you may have right now because sales just got a lot tougher. And then driving that coaching conversation around maybe rejigging some of the objectives and KPIs that they would normally have and helping them through that. And that again, it has to be aligned to what is that person trying to achieve. Is it promotion? Is it more money? Is it wanting to be a player coach?
Time's up. All right. Team USA, you get to respond to the question, what are the 3 things I have to get right as a sales leader right now?
Since this is a rebuttal, you should have heard 3 things and I just heard fluff. I'll give you 3 things because modern sales changed in the last 3 weeks. These are 3 things to get right. Number 1, we're committed to yourself, your health, your safety and health. Number 2, we understand how the mechanics of the job have changed. The process is the same, mechanics are different. We're going to make sure you know how to do that. Number 3, our commitment to your ongoing development has not changed, and you will progress faster with us than anywhere else you go. Get those 3 things right, and you're going to be all right.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
Boom. 28 seconds. So look at that. He's a rock star. All right. So that was
Yield our time back to the other side.
On the coaching side, but the discussion is not over. We have one more. And we're going to start off with Team USA. This is your question. You have 90 seconds to answer it. How do you keep coaching from being micromanagement? How do you coach high performers? Go.
It's twofold. It's one, the mindset. Like most high performers, Kobe, Jordan, whoever you want to talk about, they never stopped practicing. So that starts in the hiring process, is making sure you're getting the right people hired in. But then the coaching with top performers, it's coaching them on different things. I think you don't have to coach everyone the same. Everyone can get better, but the coaching at the top is different than the coaching at the bottom, and also involving your top to coach the bottom. If you want to coach the top better, involve them in coaching the bottom, and they buy in a lot faster.
We're going to add to that. I'm glad you started, Katie. Here's how we're going to take this next level. One of the biggest mistakes that coaches make is they talk about the past. You want to know why people feel micromanaged? Because they're justifying what they did. You want your coaching to be next level and like high quality stuff that people are excited about. 90% of your time is on the future, not on the past. I don't care if they're a high performer or a new one. Talk about where they're going, not where they've been, and you will find that coaching becomes highly effective.
You teach them things that they don't know. For example, how to manage all this money that they just came into for the first time. There's a difference between getting $100,000 in your paycheck versus $250 versus $500 versus $750. Most people who are in sales who start to get to these higher levels have no clue what to do with that money, and they flash it all around and they squander it. So one of the things you do is teach them and educate them about other facets of adulting.
Okay, you're 10 seconds early. Look at you guys bringing it. UK, you've got 30 seconds to respond. The question to remind folks is, how do you keep coaching from being micromanagement? How do you coach high performers? Go.
You've got to start by differentiating between coaching and training. What a lot of leaders forget that training is a very different mentality from coaching. So training is about like just transferring knowledge, and coaching is about enhancing knowledge or skills. And as Rob said, looking to the future, you do it on a one-to-one basis. You do it on a development focused basis, and you do it by having a two-way feedback loop, right? If you do that right, then you will remove yourself from a training example to one where you're actually coaching someone and actually helping them in their unique situation.
Time's up.
You need to be coaching this whole person, not just the salesperson. So if people feel that
Time's up.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Time's up.
Where's
What the hell? Time's up.
Time's up.
Where's he at?
Okay.
3-0. 3-0.
We're going to find out. The score currently is 4-1 US over the UK.
4-1-1.
Launch the poll
4-1-1.
on
Don't
coaching.
forget about the draw.
It is 4. You're right. 4.
Remember, Team USA told you how to train people.
Yes.
We told you how to coach people.
No, we
That is
did
not
not. We
accurate
talked
at
about
all.
coaching.
Yeah,
you did.
Here is talking coach.
Oh, snap.
No.
Okay.
I talked about educating people as they increase their income level. One day when you cross that $100,000 threshold, I'll teach you.
Yeah. We did not mention training at all.
Just trying to get the polls up as we get closer to it, Rob.
Giving our audience the usual 30 seconds to do their votes, and then we're almost there. We're about 5 seconds out. And then I think this is the last question, folks. Now is the lightning round will be next. I'm going to end that poll. I'm going to show you the results.
Hey.
Dub's a dub.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dubs.
Team USA won 58% to 42% for the coaching round. So we're going to give Team USA that victory. Good for them. They lead this initial around the horn, round, if you will, leading 5-1. We did have one tie. So of a possible 7 points, they got 5. In the UK, got 1. But now this is where it gets really interesting, because the fans out there are thinking, well, we're screwed. We can't catch up. That's insurmountable. No. There's 10 questions here. Whoever gets the most, 10 questions. UK could easily come back. These are quick and dirty questions, okay? So I'm going to pair these up one-on-one, not team on team. First person to jump in with the correct answer gets it. If you get the answer wrong, you're done. You step to the side, and the other person has as much time as they want to answer it. Are we ready, kids?
Rally caps. Team
yeah,
USA.
rally caps, boys.
Okay.
Dorsey. Yeah. Hard work being a
Yes.
Are we going to start singing like?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Team USA will be represented by Richard Harris. Team UK by Alex Olley. Here's the question. Whoever jumps in with the right answer first gets it right. What percentage of
We're
buyers...
the best ones ever.
Right, that's
wrong.
the wrong answer.
Alex,
So,
I'll finish the question. Alex, the question now is to you. What percentage of buyers trust sales reps?
Do I have to get as close to it as possible?
As close to.
Well, you're going to win.
I can say anything. I can say anything.
Yes, you can.
I'd say it's 28%.
Okay,
Or-
so the UK won that one, and the answer, they get 1 point. The answer is 3% of buyers trust sales reps. 1-0 for the UK.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Can somebody mute Richard?
There we go. Next question.
No, Ben, don't mute him. Don't mute him. Just let Richard speak.
It's going to be Scott Leese from Team US against Costas Perkas from Team UK. Here's the question. Prospects think 50% of reps are pushy. What percentage of reps consider themselves pushy?
10.
20%, 25%, 25.
35 and 10. The
Least
correct-
ones.
the
25.
correct-
25.
25 and 10. Oh my. The correct answer is 17, which is 7 away from Scott, 8 away from Costas. Team USA gets the point.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 1-1 on the lightning round. Next one, Rob Jeppsen, you're up against the Dan Disney.
Oh shoot.
Here we go.
Boom.
Boom. Let's not social. Don't make it social.
Make it so.
Because he hasn't said a word on anything else.
Yeah.
Prospecting, qualifying, or closing. What do reps feel is the most challenging part of the sale?
Prospecting.
Rob Jeppsen said prospecting first. I heard Rob say prospecting first. The answer is prospecting. If you're curious,
Let's get it.
So not only was at first
Prospecting
I
is-
was right, Disney was wrong.
prospecting is 40%, qualifying is 22%, and closing is 36%. So it's 2-1 USA. Question number 4, it's going to be Kevin Dorsey up against Richard Smith. This is question number 4, 2-1 USA. On a first call, what percentage of buyers want to discuss pricing?
67.
75%.
The answer is 60%. Kevin Dorsey brings it.
Wait.
Oh, fire.
All right, 2-1 US. We're now going to the 5th question.
Yes.
All right. This is going to be Morgan Ingram up against Sam Dunning. All right. According to the Bridge Group, what's the average number of attempts required to reach a prospect?
12.
8.
The answer is 9.2. Looks like Sam Dunning gets the point. That's 3-2. 3-2 for the U.S. All right. Question number 6.
Got this, Dale. You got this, Dale.
You, me, and Dupree. You, me, and Dupree.
Dale against Alex Olley. Here we go. Okay. We're just cycling here, folks. Number 6. It's 3-2 U.S. In a process that takes just 5 minutes, the average person deletes what percentage of their emails they receive every day?
75%.
Alex?
74%.
The answer is 48%. Alex,
Yeah.
closer. 3-3.
First to speak loses. If any sales rep out there,
Now,
negotiating, first to speak loses.
Golden
Hold
tip.
on,
Okay.
hold on. That's not lightning round though. Real quick though. That's not lightning round.
That's called confidence.
It was
we're doing a little bit of a hybrid. It's our first one. We'll get better
Right,
with the
we'll
women.
get to change the rules as we go.
I'm the moderator. I make the rules
Kevin,
up.
that's the smallest violin in the world, playing a little.
You did a great job,
Summer
Darryl.
answers. Okay. Here we go. So this one's a little more vague. So this is going to be really interesting. I may have to go to the audience for this one. So it's 3-3, question number 7. And we're going to do, because we just did Dale versus Sam. So we're going to do, I'm sorry, Dale versus Alex. So this is going to be Richard versus Costas. Here we go.
Turn his mic on.
He's on mute for a purpose.
How many questions should you ask during a discovery call?
No more than 5. 5.
6.
According to stats from a reputable source, based on what converts highest, the answer is 11-14. So Richard Harris with the point.
Richard, I'm glad I taught you something today,
we
mate.
picked up on your Price is Right strategy.
Yeah, we're gonna blow that shit.
It's now 4-3 for the U.S. All right, so next one's going to be Scott Leese against Daniel Disney. All right, here we go.
Scotty boy, let's go.
What percentage of salespeople said their phone is the most effective sales tool at their disposal?
See what you created, Darryl. See what you created.
Yeah.
65.
No one answers.
Fine.
I will disqualify in 3, 2.
I said 65%.
65%.
64.
64. 41.2%.
Daryl, you've created a monster.
I see that. We will fix this for the women.
Play to win the game.
All right, it's 5-3 in the U.S. Next up,
Shout out to Disney, who
Richard
had the
Smith.
same strategy as me. Shout out to Dan, who had the same strategy as me. Just nothing. That was good, Dan. Well done.
So, because the UK answered first this time, that's the most recent question, the US has to answer first this time. All right, so we're going to have Richard Smith versus Rob Jeppsen. US, you're answering first.
Let's go.
The question is, what percentage of top performers ask for a referral consistently?
What percentage of top performers ask for a referral consistently?
Yes.
God, that's a good question. A third?
Percentage,
33%?
Rob.
33%.
33 for Rob.
23%.
23% for Richard. The answer is 47.
Yeah, baby.
Boom.
I ain't playing.
6-3 for the U.S. This is the final question, although the winner has already been determined.
True story.
Hey, that
All
last part again.
Kevin
Shout out for everybody in the
Dorsey, you are up against Sam Dunning, and we're gonna make the UK go first again this time. What percentage of salespeople intended to go into sales?
10%.
10%.
Going 32.
The answer is 39.
KD.
Okay. That high, really?
I never would have guessed that.
That's what the stats say. So
Yeah.
I'm seeing 7-3. Is that what you guys got on the lightning round? Did I get that right?
I lost count. I just lost count.
So if I'm right, and we can look back on the slow-mo replay, everybody's wearing their jerseys. Final score, USA 12, UK 4 with 1 draw. So there my goal. Team USA, you, my friends, are the victors. You will face the winner of the All-Star Female UK team versus the All-Star Female US team.
Right.
Let's go.
Well done, everybody.
Good well done. Well done.
Good work, all.
Good game, guys. Good game.
It was fun, everybody.
UK, that was awesome.
If you haven't already, follow every single one of these people. As you can tell, they've got opinions, they got knowledge, they got insight, they got experience. They're amazing. We hope you had fun today. We're going to wrap this puppy up. We're going to send you a recording. You can enjoy it again, share it around, debate it online. My name is Darryl Praill. I'm the friendly Canadian in the crowd. I also hang out with Vanilla Soft occasionally. We hope you had fun today. We wish
Well done,
you
Darryl.
wonderful
Thanks, everyone.
day.
Thanks, Daryl. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Great.
Well done, team.
Thanks for
Stay
tuning
safe,
in.
lads.
Good shit.
Cheers, all.